Oh, Doctor Who's being cancelled. Oh, Disney's dropping Doctor Who. Disney isn't dropping Doctor Who, and Doctor Who's doing great. Doctor Who isn't getting renewed for a season 3, and the show's ending after season 2. Doctor Who is getting renewed for a season 3, there's just going to be a few delays. Ladies and gentlemen, everything I've just said there are narratives that people in the Who community, the Whovians, or whatever you want to call it, are leading with. And I can tell you for a fact that nearly all of what I've just said there isn't true whatsoever. It seems like the Doctor Who fandom every other day at this point is tweeting about Doctor Who possibly getting cancelled, and this isn't a new thing. This has gone on for years and years and years, and it seems that just because Doctor Who got cancelled once in the 80s, people keep leading with this narrative that, you know, eventually Doctor Who's definitely going to get cancelled. But this is the biggest freak out I've seen to do with anything like Disney pulling out, Doctor Who being cancelled, and I really want to address it because it's really frustrating me as a Doctor Who fan. The discourse around Doctor Who possibly not getting a third season for its quote-unquote reboot, and Disney possibly dropping Doctor Who, came from this one supposed interview with Russell T Davies. Doctor Who showrunner acknowledges he doesn't know if there will be a third series. Ultimately, this is massively misleading because it talks about BBC will decide after Series 2 airs if it will get a third season. That's just something that happens within TV, even legacy shows like Doctor Who, but there shouldn't be a worry if it will get a third season or not. Doctor Who is one of the highest rated programs on the BBC, pulls in some of the largest viewing figures on the BBC and Disney+. And when I say Disney+, I mean at the time when it was airing. I don't know about the viewing figures now, but when it was airing and coming out weekly on Disney+, it was doing incredibly well and it was very high up in the charts. So people spreading this whole idea that Doctor Who might possibly be getting dropped after season 2 because it's fallen off, it's not getting any viewing figures, it's pure fear-mongering. It's fear-mongering on this whole idea that Doctor Who's gonna get cancelled because for whatever reason that's what the Doctor Who community does. Trust me on this, right? Doctor Who most likely 100% won't get cancelled after season 2 and will be renewed for a season 3. It's just a TV thing, right? Calm down. But I honestly don't blame people for thinking this, the way some people are wording it like Disney's pulling the plug. The idea around season 3 is pretty dodgy and stuff like that gives the impression that it's a lot more of a dire situation than it actually is. This situation, and I hate to go into my commentary mode, has been blown way out of proportion to gather mass media interest. And it's clearly worked because people are fearing that Doctor Who won't get renewed after season 3, and that there is this kind of mass cancellation for Doctor Who on the way, which just isn't true whatsoever. But people are just running with this idea because some Twitter jackasses are tweeting about it. Okay, now we've got this absurd Doctor Who cancellation thing, which by the way, RTD literally addressed and said, you know, you're basically dumb if you think that it would get cancelled. But anyway, let's address Disney quote-unquote dropping Doctor Who. Maybe, probably, allegedly, or whatever they want to say. It doesn't add up. Something's not going to plan here. Disney clearly wasn't fully impressed by season 1 and its performance, unfortunately. So they're either waiting to make a final decision or pretty much already made it. Either way, the production of series 3 will be shifted. What a knob. Ultimately, I'm going to be pretty clear here. We don't know if Disney will drop Doctor Who. We don't know if Disney will continue with Doctor Who. We just don't know these things. But it's people that are theorizing and making it out to be like this is a definite thing and that, you know, this seems really, really likely and wording it like that and painting this narrative which makes fans go crazy. I'm not just putting the blame on that Doctor Who filming locations. He's just one of several I've seen doing it, but he's just the most obnoxious one. Like, genuinely, there's evidence and theories to support both sides that maybe there is some trouble behind the scenes with Disney. That Disney will pull out, that Disney won't pull out. There's evidence and theories on both sides. And I mean, the guy, Doctor Who filming locations, that made this post has even said himself that, you know, his mind might change if someone can argue a reasonable point. So there is no concrete evidence here. This isn't something that is 100% happening. It's just some people theorizing based on a few words they've heard. It's genuinely certain Twitter users and YouTubers and whoever else cherry picking certain words from certain interviews and running to create a narrative. In this situation, it's not only just that that's contributed to it, but it's people misspeaking, not getting their words right, which is causing mass hysteria within Doctor Who fandom. These were two posts that I saw on it, which just rang true for me and rang true of my opinions of all this. People, especially within the Doctor Who fandom, it's very prevalent, like to jump on bandwagons, and especially when it's something like cancellations or pulling out like Disney or whatever it may be, people jump on this bandwagon for whatever reason. It just happens. People have done it recently with the Christmas special, with the CGI and effects. About 2 months ago, people were glazing the CGI and effects of the most recent season, and now apparently this Christmas special isn't up to par, and apparently Chibnall's CGI is better. People just jump on bandwagons if they're popular, if they're trending, or, you know, if that's the popular narrative to go with. I might just have a different view and different opinion of this as a commentary YouTuber myself, so, you know, I'm always going to be looking at both sides and playing devil's advocate or whatever. But yeah, I just don't agree with the narrative that's being created here. People honestly need to stop jumping to conclusions and wait for hard evidence and wait for official statements instead of doing this, because this doesn't help anyone. And this comment that I saw on friend of the channel Tharis's video on all of this just, again, kind of sums up everything that's going on right now. In conclusion, there's statistics and theories on both sides. Wait for official statements, don't jump to conclusions, you know, or this is a bit ridiculous, calm down. Doctor Who's probably not being cancelled. It probably will get renewed for a third season, but there's TV, law, and politics involved. You know, calm down, wait. I think this is so dumb. Anyways, what do you guys think about this whole controversy and whatever's going on right now? Please feel free to comment down below. But I've been your host Samuel, and I will catch you in the next Doctor Who related video, hopefully on better circumstances.